Hey guys, it's your girl, AGrlCanMAC, coming at you today on Friday, April 15th. And I want to talk about a catchphrase today that I'm sure many of us have heard as a natural or as someone that, relax their hair or not, whatever. And so let's just get into it. So the phrase that I want to discuss today is natural hair is not for everyone. I basically just want to share my opinions on it and see what you guys think about it. And I did a blog post kind of touching on this, but I felt like I wanted to do a video, so here goes. So the reason why I don't agree with that phrase is because, first of all, I think there's a misconception when you say natural hair. I think for the most part, when people think natural hair, they automatically think afros still. So you have a lot of people that are like, oh, natural hair isn't me, and they attribute it to, wearing this afro every day. And I think a more correct way to say that is to say that, a certain kind of hairstyle isn't for you. It's perfectly cool if afros are not your thing. There's some people that they don't have chemicals in their hair, but they like to wear their hair straight most of the time. Or they like to, wear it wavy, or they like to wear it in braids, or they like to wear it in twists instead. That's fine. But my thing is, how can you say that your natural hair texture isn't for you if you were born with it? If you were born with it, obviously, God said that hair was for you. And if you want to be scientifically, biologically, that's the hair that, was for you, is for you. So I just think that's kind of redundant. I feel like that's saying, like, your skin color, something that you're born with, isn't for you. Oh, being brown, that's not for me. Being brown is not for everyone. I don't know. That's just my take on it. So I think that, again, natural hair still has these, I don't want to say stigmas, although sometimes it still does, but it has this perception of just being one type of hairstyle. And it's really not that. And I think the other thing is that the term natural hair is just so broad now. I think back in the day when so few people were doing it, that term had more relevance. Whereas now we have these hypercritical, hyper analytical people that are picking apart the term natural hair, and it's just crazy now. I feel like in some ways a lot of people, the way the movement is going, it's really exciting that a lot of people are going natural and choosing to grow out their relaxers, not ever relax again, or even just try going relaxer free. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. But I think with it is coming a lot of people that are getting really crazy with it and just dissecting everything and just sucking out all of the fun out of it. I know on one of the hair forums that I'm a part of, there was a thread a while ago talking about, what is your definition of natural hair? And it was just amazing how people picked apart and really thoroughly analyzed what natural hair was. For me back in the day, natural hair simply meant you didn't put a relaxer or texturizer in your hair. You didn't, you know what I mean? And now it's like all these little things, all these little subcultures within it, and it's crazy and it's annoying. But natural hair is for everyone. As far as, or I shouldn't even say natural hair, because someone with naturally straight hair technically has natural hair because that's their natural hair texture. So, kinky, coily hair, for those of you that are born with it, it is for you because you were born with it. Now, if you prefer to wear your hair a different way, that's a different story. But I think to say that it's not for you, I don't think that that's a true assessment, especially if you've never tried to, take care of your hair sans chemical altering products, or hair texture altering products. So, yeah. That's basically how I feel. Natural hair is for everyone. I think a lot of times too, people say, oh, it's not for me because it's more maintenance. And I don't really think it's more maintenance. Maybe that's just the type of hair that I have or whatever, but I think it's just that it's different maintenance, because at the end of the day, come on, no matter what kind of hair texture you have to do something to it. You can't just let it be, or it'll tangle, it'll whatever. So I think that's, kind of an excuse. I mean, and I can say that because these were a lot of excuses that I used to use before I chose to grow out my relaxer and wear my hair the way it normally grows out of my head. I think it's just we've been programmed so long to deal with straight hair and to exalt straight hair. This texture is foreign to us. But think about a time back in the day, before slavery and everything else, when we all were in Africa. This hair texture was all we knew. We didn't know anything different. We didn't know straight hair. We didn't know that supposedly one hair type was better than another. We just did our hair and it was what it was. So I think the perception of even difficult and time consuming is relative, because if you didn't know any different, you wouldn't think any different. So I think for us, it's just we really have to try to change our mindset. And, maybe for some people that are on a time crunch, certain hairstyles aren't going to fit them better than others. So maybe it's just a matter of finding a hairstyle that works for you, as opposed to just generalizing natural hair and saying, oh, it isn't for me, or it's too much work. You know what I mean? I feel like anything truly worth having and enjoying, it does take some trial and error. It does take a little effort. It does take that. So I don't know. I just feel like hair care is relative, because a lot of people that say relaxed hair is easier. I don't know. I see a lot more people with jacked up relaxed hair than well taken care of relaxed hair. And the people that do take good care of their relaxed hair, they did have to put some work into it. I just think it's all relative, and I feel like with the time factor, we make time for the things that we want to make time for. So if wearing your hair like this, the way it grows out of your hair, is important to you, you're going to make the time for it so that you can care for it and style it. And if you want straight hair, that's fine too, and it's the same thing. If that's what you really want, how you choose to wear your hair, you're going to make time for that as well. So I think it's all relative, but saying that natural hair isn't for everybody, I think is a cop-out. I really do, because if you were born with it, it is for you. But if you prefer to wear your hair a different way, that's fine. But I guess I would rather a person say, I prefer my hair this way over that way, than to say it's not for me. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys' are. And that's it. Have a great weekend, guys. Be blessed and stay naturally fly. Peace.